Hi, welcome to Roy's Game Table. Today we have Game 2 of the Marvel Champions Solo League Season 0 that's on Board Game Geek right now. So pull up a chair and let's see what happens in Game 2. And I probably should show you shuffling the decks so that you don't think I'm cheating. I mean, I don't, but this is a league match, and I didn't do it in the first game. So I'm going to give the encounter deck a quick shuffle right here, real quick. And it already has been shuffled, as I said, but I'll just give it another shuffle. And then same thing with Black Panther's deck. I'll give that a quick shuffle here on camera. You can see that, and again, it has been shuffled, but quick shuffle for those two. All right, now I need to go ahead and get the minion that's supposed to be revealed at the start of the game. Discard from the counter deck until a minion is discarded. All right, so we'll do that. Good, there's an advance. Okay, Hydra Bomber. And he comes into play. The one reveal effect does not go off, so we won't worry about that, but he will come into play with 2 hit points. Okay, and then I'll draw my starting hand for Black Panther up to 6. Okay, so there we have it. Those are the 6 cards, and as you can see there, I don't have any of his upgrades, and I would definitely want upgrades, so I'm going to discard all 6 of them and draw back up to 6. Okay, very unfortunate. Didn't get any of them, even in the redraw. So, the one that I like to get for him is always the Vibranium Suit. It allows him to stay in hero mode longer. In a solo, that's kind of important, I think. So, I'm going to go in with a setup ability and look for the Vibranium Suit. Okay, and so there it is. All right, we've got our 7 cards. And I think the first thing I want to do is put in Golden City with Wakanda Forever and Heroic Intuition, and then I'll go ahead right away and use that to allow him to draw 2 cards. Good, Energy and Shuri. Okay, and so I will put in Shuri using the Energy card I have here. She'll come in with 3 health, and I'm going to have her go in and get Tactical Genius for me and put that into my hand. All right, and there it is right there. But got 2 of my upgrades, but I think what I want to do is actually put Under Surveillance into the game using Quake and Counterintelligence, and that'll give 10 threat for the main scheme side 1, and hopefully I can keep it on that side for as long as possible. Maybe even the whole game, we'll see, but that's what I want to do. And then I'm going to go ahead and flip to Black Panther to have him thwart for 2 and Shuri for 1 for a total of 3. To go ahead and get rid of this defense network so that I can keep the main scheme under control, and I'll ready up and draw up to 5. Okay, start of the main phase. We put 1 threat on the scheme. He's going to attack, but I'm just going to let Black Panther take this, so he'll attack for 0, +1, +2, so a total of 3 damage to Black Panther. That will drop him down from 11 to 8. And the retaliate for that will drop him from 12 to 11. By the way, he does start with 12 health on side 1 in standard. And then I'm going to have Black Panther just take the hit from the Hydra Bomber. So that's going to drop him down to 7. And the Hydra Bomber down to 1. The encounter card is going to be Gang Up. Remember, reveal this card gains Surge, but it's actually going to, the villain and each minion engaged will attack. Okay, I'm just, he attacks with a base of 0, so even if he draws 2 cards with 3 boosts, and they are in there, but even if he does that, it won't kill him, and he can just defend the attack with a Hydra Bomber. So I'm going to have Black Panther just take the hit from Klaw, so it's going to be 0, +2, +1, so another 3 hit, dropping him from 7 down to 4, and the retaliate will drop him down to 10, Klaw down to 10, and then I'll have him take the damage from Hydra Bomber, dropping him down to 3. But that will knock the Hydra Bomber out. So the Hydra Bomber kills himself, and I don't have to worry about him now in the next phase. And we will go now into Black Panther. Okay, on Black Panther's turn, the first thing I want to do is go ahead and have Shuri thwart for 1 off the main scheme to get that as low as possible, because with Black Panther, I'm going to go ahead and have him flip. Like I said, it takes 10 to fill this out, so I'm not real worried about that right now. But I want him to go ahead and recover for 4, so he'll go from 3 back up to 7. And I also wanted to flip so I could use Golden City, so I'm going to draw 2 cards here. All right. Okay, and so then I'm going to go ahead and put Vibranium Suit in with Followed and Wakanda Forever. And then I'm going to put Tactical Genius in with Mockingbird and Endurance. And then I'll hold on to Panther Claws for the next round. And that'll do it. I'll ready up and draw back up to 6. Okay, so start of the main phase. Put 1 threat on the main scheme. He'll scheme for 2, 3, 4. So that'll bring it up to a total of 5 on the main scheme. And there's still 5 left that can go on there, so I'm not too worried if it's an advance, and we know 1 advance was dumped in the discard pile at the beginning of the game, so maybe we'll be okay. But anyway, the encounter card's going to be advance. Of course, it's going to be advance, just as I thought, so it'll be a scheme of 2, 3, 4, 5, and 5 on the scheme. I mean, it doesn't matter. That's going to be 10. It's going to be enough to advance it, just as I was afraid would happen. But that's okay. So anyway, we advanced to scheme 2, main scheme 2. But before we do, when revealed, discard cards until a minion is discarded, and then put that minion into play. So let's discard cards, and it'll be a Armored Guard, and he'll come in with Tough and 3 hit points, and then we'll turn over for side 2, or main scheme side 2. Okay, by the way, folks, we're going into round 3. We just finished round 2, and this is going to be round 3. So we're back to Black Panther, and the first thing I want to do is use the Golden City to draw a couple of cards here, bring them up to 8 cards total. Okay. And then I think I want to put in Avengers Mansion using Avengers Mansion, Vibranium, and Counterintelligence for 4 resources. And then once that's in, I'll use that to draw another card. Okay, good. 2 Wakanda Forever. And then I will go ahead and put Panther Claws in using Genius. And then I'm going to flip Black Panther over, or T'Challa over to Black Panther. Excuse me. And I'm going to play a Wakanda Forever using Strength. So I can't use Tactical Genius for anything, so I'll just go ahead and say that I'm using that. And then I'm going to use Vibranium Suit to move 1 damage from Black Panther over to the Armored Guard to knock the Tough off, and then Panther Claws to take 2 damage, so it's dropping him down to 1. So he will stay in the game, but that's all right. When he hits Black Panther, probably on the next phase, he'll die, because I'm probably going to have Shuri defend. I'm going to hold on to this Wakanda Forever for my next turn, ready up, and draw back up to 5. Okay, so 1 threat on the main scheme here, and then he is going to attack, and I'm going to have Shuri take this attack. So he'll attack for 0, 1, and put the weapons runner into play. Okay, so he will come into play, and he does not. He comes in as a boost. His boost effect. So he doesn't surge, is what I'm saying. He just comes in as a boost, and the 1 damage is enough to take out Shuri. And so she'll go out. And by the way, the weapons runner comes in with 2. All right, I'm going to have the Armored Guard hit Black Panther for 1, and that's going to knock him out of the game with the retaliate damage. And then I'll have the weapons runner hit him for 1, and that's going to drop him down to 1. And then the encounter card's going to be Sonic Boom. Either spend those 3 resources or exhaust each character you control. I don't really want to do that because I want to play some Wakanda Forever, so I'm going to just exhaust Black Panther. Could have been a lot worse. Glad to see that, actually. And so now we'll move into round 4 of the game, and that is going to be Black Panther. And so the first thing I'm going to do is play Well, the first thing I'm going to do actually is use Avengers Mansion to draw a card. Okay, we have Vibranium. I might be able to get Agent Coulson in. I don't know. We'll see. But I'm going to play Wakanda Forever using Ancestral Knowledge. Okay, and I'll use the Vibranium suit to move 1 damage from Black Panther to the Weapons Runner and go ahead and knock him out of the game. And then I'll thwart for 1 with Tactical Genius. And then I'm going to deal 4 damage to a Klaw. That's going to drop him down to 6, from 10 down to 6. Okay, so there's that one Wakanda Forever. And then I'll use the other one with Vibranium. And this time I'm going to use, I won't be able to use Tactical Genius for anything, so I'll just say I use that. And then I'm going to use Panther Claws to deal 2, and then I'm going to move 2 from Black Panther to Klaw. So that's a total of 4 damage. So it'll drop him from 6 down to 2 on this side, and that's actually good because I don't want him to advance on his side and bring the Immortal Claw back and not be able to do anything about it. So I'll just leave it there. He's exhausted anyway. That's actually all I can do. I'm going to hold on with Agent Coulson so that maybe I can put him back next time. And I'll ready and draw back up to 5. Okay, start of the main phase. We got 1 threat on the main scheme. By the way, this Wakanda Forever is not supposed to be sitting there. It'll come out. He will attack, and I'll just have Black Panther take this. It's going to be 0 plus 1. So just 1 damage. So 1 damage to Black Panther will drop him down to 8. And the Retaliate will drop him down to 1. Okay, and then the encounter card is going to be Claw's Vengeance. Klaw attacks you. If this attack deals damage, place 1 threat on the main scheme. Okay, so this will actually advance him right now. So I don't have a Wakanda Forever. So I'll just have Black Panther take this. It's 0 plus 1 plus 2, so 3 damage. So you're going to drop from 8 to 5. And then he will take the Retaliate damage, which will drop him to 0. So that's going to advance Klaw. And when that happens, I'll have to search the deck for the Immortal Claw. So let me do that. Okay, so I shuffled that. He comes back in with actually 28 hit points because Immortal Claw gives him plus 10 and his base is 18. So he'll come back in with 28 damage. And my encounter card was the attack. So we'll move into Black Panther, and it is round 5. Okay, before I move to Black Panther, he did deal damage, and the card said if that happened, you put 1 threat on the main scheme, so I don't want to forget to do that, because this is a league match. So I want to make sure, because the people are going to be watching, make sure I do this right. So anyway, we got that. Now it's Black Panther's turn. I'm going to play Avengers Mansion to draw a card, and it is Followed. Okay, and I'm going to put Followed into play on the Immortal Claw. And I'm going to use counterintelligence to pay for that. And then I'm going to put Agent Coulson into play over here using Vibranium and Stealth Strike for the total of 3 that he needs. And he'll come in with 3. And then whenever he comes in, I can look for a preparation card and add it to your hand, shuffle your deck. So, or deck or discard pile. Well, I'll just go ahead and take the counterintelligence, put it back into play. Well, I'll just shuffle my 2-card deck here real quick. Okay, so he comes into play. I'm going to thwart for 2 on the Immortal Claw. And then I'll have Black Panther thwart for 2. So that will take that out of the game. And Followed will deal 4 damage to Klaw. So the Mortal Claw leaves the game, dropping him to 18, and then the 4 damage drops him down to 14. Okay, and that'll be it. I'll ready and draw up. And as I said, he only had 2 cards left, so I'll have to deal myself an encounter card. And then I'll shuffle my deck and draw back up 1 more to 5. Okay, so we'll draw back up to 5. And start of the main phase of the villain, it goes from 2 to 3. And then he's going to attack, and actually even if I block, there is a chance that that could kill Black Panther, and I don't want to take any chances. I've done that before and lost. So I'm just going to go ahead and have Agent Coulson take these. So it's going to be 1, and Weapons Runner will come into play. 2. All right, so 2 damage. That's enough to knock him out of the game. And the Weapons Runner, by the way, comes into play with 2 hit points. All right. And then the Weapons Runner will attack, and I guess I'll just have Black Panther take that, drop him to 4, and the Weapons Runner will go to 1. Okay, so now we've got 2 encounter cards we have to deal with. One is the Armored Guard. He'll come in with 3 hit points and tough. And then the other encounter card is going to be Sonic Manipulation. Take when revealed, if you're in hero form, take 2 damage, Klaw heals 2 damage. All right, well, the good news is I can handle that. It'll drop Black Panther down to 2, though. 2 health. And he will heal 2 damage to bring him back up to 16. And that will do it. That was my 2 encounter cards. And so we're going to be going to round 6. And we're going to have an acceleration token soon because there's only 2 cards left in this deck. Okay, the first thing I want to do is use Avengers Mansion to draw a card. And we have Daredevil. That's good. I don't know if I'll be able to get him in, but I'm good. I'm glad I have him. And I want to have Black Panther thwart for 2 off of the main scheme to drop it down to 1. I think I'm going to put Under Surveillance in on the main scheme using Helicarrier and the other are Under Surveillance just to make sure I have plenty of room because I'm going to be flipping here. Actually, right now, flipping over to T'Challa so that I need to heal, but also I want to get some good cards. So I'm going to use the Golden City to draw 2 more. Wakanda Forever and Counterintelligence, okay? And I'm going to put in Counterintelligence using Daredevil and the other Counterintelligence. And then that'll probably do it. So I will ready and then draw up to 6. Okay, so it is the start of the main phase. It's 1 on the main scheme there. He's supposed to scheme, so he'll scheme for 2, 3, 4. So that will bring the scheme up. Well, I'm actually going to use Counterintelligence to prevent 3 of that. So instead of 4, he'll only scheme for 1, so it'll bring it up to 3. And yes, I know my 2 advances are gone, but that's what I want to do. So there was 2 on there. He was supposed to scheme for 4, but I prevented 3 of it. So now the main scheme's at 3. The Armored Guard will not scheme. The Weapons Runner will. So it'll come up to 1. And then we will deal the encounter card. I'll do that in a second because we're going to have an acceleration token go on the main scheme. And then I got to reshuffle the deck. Okay, so I've been shuffling, but I'm going to shuffle a little bit for you so you can see me doing it. And so, all right, we got the acceleration token, and the encounter card is going to be Bomb Scare. It comes in as a side scheme, and it comes in with 3 threat on it. And we are back to T'Challa, and we are also on turn number 7. Okay, the first thing I'm going to do is use the Golden City to draw 2 cards. And then I'm going to use Avengers Mansion to draw another one. So I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 cards here. And I want to put Energy Daggers into play using Strength. And then I want to put Shuri into play. Let me move things down here. I'm going to put Shuri into play again using Energy. And when she comes in, I'm going to have her go in and dig for an upgrade. It does not have to be a Black Panther upgrade. It just says search your deck for an upgrade and add it to your hand. Shuffle your deck. So I'm going to go in and get Endurance. Okay, there's Endurance. And then I'm going to shuffle my deck. Okay. I will put Endurance into play using Ancestral Knowledge, and that will heal him up, bring him up to 5. I'm actually going to go ahead and have T'Challa recover 4, which will bring him back up to 9. And then I'm going to have him flip to Black Panther. And by the way, Shuri comes in with 3 hit points. And I'm going to have her just go ahead and thwart for 1. I'll bring her down to 2 on this bomb scare, and it'll drop it down to 2. Okay, and then I'm going to play a Wakanda Forever using Under Surveillance. And the first thing I'm going to do is use Energy Dagger to knock off this Tough and to deal 1 damage to Klaw, bring them down to 15. And then I'm going to use Panther Claws to deal 2 damage to this guard. And then Vibranium Suit to bring him back up to 10. And to knock out the armored guard. Okay. And then that leaves me with Tactical Genius, which I'll do 2 to thwart off of the side scheme over here, Bomb Scare, to get it out of the way. All right, and then I'm going to go ahead and use the other Wakanda Forever that I have here, using Quake to pay for that. And I'm going to use Energy Dagger to deal 1 damage to each character, each enemy. So that's going to be the Weapons Runner and Klaw, bringing him down to 14. And then I'm going to have Tactical Genius. I'm actually going to wait on that one. I'm going to heal 1 and then deal 1 to Klaw, bring him down to 13. And then have Panther Claws attack, deal 2 more damage, bring him down to 11. And then I'm going to thwart for 2 off the main scheme, bringing him up from 4 down to 2. And that's all I can do. So I'll discard my Wakanda Forever, ready up, and draw up to 5. Okay, start of the main phase. We're going to put 2 on because of the acceleration token. So that's going to bring it back up to 4. And then he's going to attack. But I'm just going to have Black Panther take this. So he'll attack for 1, 2, 3 total damage. So that's going to drop Black Panther back down to 8. And he will take a retaliate damage of 1, dropping him down to 10. And then the encounter card's going to be Sonic Boom. Either spend those resources or exhaust each character you control. Okay, so I think I will just do that. So I'm going to spend the Vibranium for the mental and the physical, and then followed for the energy. So I can pay for that without having to exhaust my characters and discard it. So that was my encounter card. And we're going to go to round 8. Okay, so the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to play Wakanda. Well, no, the first thing I'm going to do is get Avengers Mansion to see what I draw. And it is a Genius. And because this is a league game, I want to get the threat as low as I can before I win. And so normally I wouldn't do something like this, but I don't think I could win this turn anyway. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put Jessica Jones into play with Genius and Stealth Strike for a total of 3. She'll come in with 3 hit points. And then I'm going to have her thwart for 1. I'm going to have Shuri thwart for 1, dropping her down to 1. And then Black Panther thwart for 2 for a total of 4 to take the 4 threat off of the main scheme. And then that's it. So I'll ready up and draw back up to 5. Okay, so start of the main phase. We're going to put 2 threat on the main scheme. And then he's supposed to attack, but Shuri is going to take this. So he will attack for 1. And then, so the Weapons Runner will come into play. So he comes in as a boost. So again, he won't surge. And so just 1 damage, and that is enough to knock Shuri out of the game. Okay, and he'll come in with 2 hit points. And then I'm going to have Jessica Jones take his 1 hit. And that's because I want to keep Black Panther's health as high as possible because of the league play. So that's what I'm going to do there. Maybe that was a mistake. I don't think I can die here even if there's an attack. And I mean, gang up could come back out and that could hurt me, but I'm playing for the league, not just for the win. So this is kind of risky. Let's see what the encounter card is. It's Sonic Converter. So attached to Klaw. After Klaw attacks and damages a character, stun that character. Okay, it's just an attachment. He'll get 2 damage, but that is the end of his turn. And we're going into round 9. Okay, so the first thing I'm going to do is go ahead and use Black Panther to thwart for 2 off of the main scheme to drop it back down to 0. And then I'm going to play a Wakanda Forever with Avengers Mansion. And let's see, that attachment is when he attacks you. Because there is an attachment in the game somewhere that when you attack them, they get a tough status card or something. Maybe I'm thinking of Tiger Shark. But anyway, so that attachment doesn't affect attacks. So I'm going to do Wakanda Forever with Avengers Mansion. All right. And I'm going to, well, I'll use Tactical Genius because I can't thwart anything. And then I'm going to use Panther Claws to deal 2 to Klaw, dropping him down to 8. And then I'm going to use Energy Daggers to deal 1 to each character, dropping him down to 7. And then I'm going to use Vibranium Suit to heal him for 2, bringing him up to 10. And to put 2 on to Klaw, so that'll drop him down from 7 to 5. Okay? And then that was 1 Wakanda Forever. Then I'm going to play the other Wakanda Forever using, I don't know, Vibranium will be fine for that. And let's see here. Again, I'll use Tactical Genius for basically nothing. And then Energy Daggers to hit each character for 1. So that'll bring Klaw down to 4. And then Panther Claws to deal 2 damage. And then I'm going to use Vibranium Suit to heal him up to 12. And yes, he can go to 12 because Endurance gives him a max hit points of 14. So he'll go up to 12. And Klaw will go from 2 down to 0. And there we go. We have won the game. I'm pretty pleased with how that turned out. I was a little nervous, I'll have to be honest, at one point because he could have been killed at one point. I think there's also a point where the scheme could have gone over and I could have lost on the scheme here on side 2. I didn't like the fact that it went to side 2 so quickly in the game, but I beat Klaw in 9 rounds just like I beat Rhino in 9 rounds, so that was good. But then also, but even better, side scheme 2 doesn't have any threat on it. And he finishes with 12 hit points, which is more than what his starting hit points are, and he can do that because of endurance. So I'm hoping that's going to do pretty well because I know in the first game there are people who did a lot better than me against standard Rhino. So I'm trying to kind of catch up. You know, that's kind of the fun of these solo leagues. You know, it isn't just always about winning. If you're trying to compete against the other people, you're going to make really kind of boneheaded decisions like I did and try to work the scoring so you can finish higher in the rankings. But, you know, if there's ever a game where I feel like I'm going to lose, I'm just going to play the win, forget the league or whatever. But that's game 2 of the Marvel Champions Solo League. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please consider to like and subscribe to the channel and hit the notification bell because I will be doing game 3 soon. And I also have games for other playthroughs for other games that are coming out. So be sure to like and subscribe and hit the notification bell. And until those games come out, I'll save you a seat at the table.